Hi, everybody. It's Jennifer Hoffman. I hope you enjoyed that short presentation on 5D, which I created a few years ago for one of my other courses. So how do we get from 3D to 5D? I'm going to talk to you about how to do that I'm going to talk to you about how to do that in this next part. I created the 5 C's of 5D, the roadmap for 5D living. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that 5 C's of 5D, I've been talking about this for probably close to 10 years. And in fact, I've been talking about these different pillars of 5D: connection, uh, community, cooperation, creativity, collaboration, connection. And somebody wrote on one of my Facebook comments, wrote in a Facebook comment, you mean the 5 C's of 5D. And that's what it became. So this is about aligning and integrating our 3D reality with 5D energy and the Ascension portal. 5D is energy expansion. When we deal at the 5D level, we are talking about energy first. In 3D, it's all about the emotions. In 5D, it's all about the energy. 5D is the integration of these 5 principles: creativity, the energy of creation; connection, the energy of engagement; collaboration, the energy of partnership; cooperation, the energy of alignment; and community, the energy of likeness of spirit. Now, if you notice something, if you describe these principles on a 3D level, you get an entirely different meaning from the 5D level. And that's why I say with 5D, you always have to deal from the energy first. In the 5 C's of 5D program, you learn a roadmap for 5D living. Now, you know, in my other courses, and I say this again and again, I don't give you a standard. I provide you with the principles and always provide you with materials to help you apply this to your own life. However this manifests for you, will be very personal for you. If 5D living for you is being able to go camping every weekend, you know that that's not my idea of 5D living because I don't go camping. So first, we're going to look at how to create your 5D paradigm. First, the introduction to the 5 C's, how they differ from 3D energies, and then how to use them in your life. Because this kind of training, no matter how great it sounds on a spiritual level, isn't worth anything if you can't integrate it into your life. We're implementing true healing using 5D appreciation instead of 3D gratitude. This one is going to change everything for you. In fact, when I first talked about getting rid of the whole gratitude paradigm, because it never made any sense to me to be grateful for something that I wish had never happened, and instead using a higher concept, appreciation, which means to increase in value. I'm going to teach you how to shift into your 5D paradigm. And this includes workbooks, video trainings with my expertise in 5D energy. I've been talking about this for over 20 years. I'm the first one to talk about 5D energy and integration. I never talked about the whole Ascension paradigm being a sudden uplift into this la la land of unicorns and fairies. I've always rejected that, and I was right. This is an integration, not a takeover. I've been teaching these principles for over 20 years, talking about 5D energy and the Ascension pathway and integrating these energies into our 3D paradigm. To be successful in 5D, you need to shift in certain areas: self-awareness, seeing yourself, all of us seeing ourselves as powerful and empowered, not believing our critics and judges, owning our strengths, our light, and our intention, not dimming our light and dialing down our energy. Self-esteem. I created the self-esteem program many years ago. I'm the only one who talks about self-esteem, knowing and acknowledging our value and learning to love ourselves so we can receive higher vibe love from others. Way back in 2004, one of the things I said was, you're never going to find someone who loves you more than you love yourself. You will also never find someone who values you more than you value yourself. Self-esteem is the first step to self-love, and that is required before you can go looking for love from anybody else. Self-belief, believing in ourselves and in our power and our abilities. Self-acknowledgement, knowing ourselves as divine beings, living according to divine principles and within divine law, with unlimited access to divine energy and support. Five D success requires a shift in self-awareness, seeing ourselves as powerful and empowered, not believing our critics and judges. It's not your fault that people criticize and judge you. You have nothing to do with that. As I always say, you have no control over what other people think, say, or do. You do have control over your own reality. You have to own your strength, your light, and your intention. Self-esteem, knowing and acknowledging our value and learning to love ourselves so we can receive higher vibe love from others. I'm the only person who teaches a class on self-esteem, and I've been teaching this class for 15 years, 16 years. Self-esteem is about how much you value yourself. It's the first step towards having self-love. If you have no self-love, you have no self-esteem, you can take every mindset class in the world and it won't do you any good because you don't have a foundation of value. You don't value yourself. When you value yourself, you have strong self-esteem, other people value you. Other people acknowledge and agree with your worth and your value. Self-esteem is an extremely important aspect in any kind of training, but also there has to be a foundation of self-esteem or you have nothing. Self-belief, believing in ourselves and in our power and our abilities. It is so important to believe in yourself first. Again, because you can't get other people to believe in you to compensate for the fact that you don't believe in yourself. Self-acknowledgement, knowing ourselves as divine beings, living according to divine principles and within divine law, with unlimited access to divine energy and support. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be holy and good and super spiritual. This just means that, first of all, you have to acknowledge that spiritual part of yourself, that divine part of yourself. Live according to divine principles, which is really following the 13 divine laws. All the universal laws talk about the reality you create is a reflection of your energy. Raise your vibe to create a different reality. And then when we do that, when we believe ourselves, when we acknowledge ourselves as divine, we have unlimited access and support from the divine energies that are all around us. And finally, self-indulgence, asserting our divine right to joy, love, peace, prosperity, and a joyful life that we live in joy. Now, self-indulgence doesn't mean sitting around the couch eating candy and binging on Netflix, although if that's what you want to do, that's what you're going to do. Self-indulgence really means self-care, putting yourself first, ensuring your needs are met, ensuring that the people around you love, honor, and respect you. I know self-indulgence isn't something you probably think about, but when you make a commitment to yourself, to providing for yourself, to nurturing for yourself, to giving yourself that energetic support that you give to others, then you have the ability to ensure that your energy boundaries are strong, that your energetic foundation is strong, and that no one is going to be able to knock you down, take advantage of you, or somehow knock you down, take advantage of you, or disrupt your energetic congruence. Here's a sample of the training you'll receive in the 5 C's of 5D Roadmap for 5D Living. 5D living is learning to accept powerful, joyful living as our natural way of being, not seeing suffering as an inevitable part of life. Isn't it true that we expect a certain amount of suffering? We expect our needs to not be met. We expect to be disappointed, but that's not natural. That's not part of 5D living. We should be at the 5D paradigm. We should be at the 5D level. We should have access to unlimited joy. We should be happy. We should be successful. We should all enjoy our lives. And that's what happens when you stop seeing suffering as an expectation, as an inevitable part of life. Being aware of our power of choice and decision. Now, I know a lot of people mix choices and decisions together, but they're actually different. A choice is a range of options that you can make. A decision is when you choose something from those choices and say, this is what I'm going to do next. We have power over both of those. We have power over the choices we make that we allow ourselves to have and the decisions we take and their outcomes. This awareness of this power is really important to creating the life that you enjoy. Accepting transformation with peace and understanding. Setting an intention creates transformation, and that has consequences. People don't like us, people leave, people say we're betraying them because we're no longer supporting them. Those are inevitable consequences of transformation. Accept those with peace and understanding, knowing that what leaves your life will be replaced with something else. Being clear and confident in our power and energy frequency to ignore our critics and judges and live our life with joy according to our standards and definitions. Now, that last part is important because, as I've said, I don't have a standard for you. I have a roadmap that you're going to apply to your life to create your own 5D paradigm. There is no standard 5D paradigm that everybody has to try to achieve. It just doesn't exist. That would be like saying everybody has to go camping to have a true vacation. I'm not going camping. Does that mean that I don't get to enjoy vacation? No, I'm going to take a different kind of vacation, and it's not going to involve camping because you all know I don't like camping. So I always provide you with options and choices and ways to create these paradigms for yourself in ways that are meaningful and relevant to you. Here's another example of the training. This is the 5 C's of 5D training. This is a little sample from one of the lessons. In 3D, we try to heal our wounding by seeking healing from our tormentors. How many of you are involved in karmic issues with your family, with partners, and over again, they disrespect you, they don't treat you well, they criticize and judge you, they make you feel bad, and you just think that it's your job to heal them. In 5D, we expand into wholeness and congruence, going beyond healing. In 5D, you don't have to worry about healing other people. That's not your job. They can be inspired by you to do their own healing, but no more light work, no more energy anchors, no more being the martyred healer. That's not part of 5D. In 3D, we want people to like us. We have a problem when people don't like us, because if people don't like us, that makes us a target. We feel insecure. We feel that we're supposed to be liked by everyone, because remember, 3D operates in the realm of emotion. In 5D, we operate in the realm of energy. We're empowered within ourselves. The people who will like us are the people who resonate with us energetically. And then there's much more on this lesson. This is actually quite a long part of this lesson. In 5D, we accept and acknowledge our divine right to joy and creating our reality by using the 5 C's of 5D: creativity, connection, collaboration, cooperation, and community. So let's look at the 5 C's to 5D roadmap program. This is the roadmap for your 5D reality, and you can register now and get started right away. This is a self-guided program, so you proceed at your own pace and you do what and you create the 5D paradigm that suits you. So let's review the 5 C's of 5D. And this is everything you need to create your 5D paradigm: creativity, connection, collaboration, cooperation. So let's look at the 5 C's of 5D again. Creativity, the energy of creation. Connection, the energy of engagement. There's a really important principle behind engagement versus just connecting to people that you'll learn about in the 5 C's to the 5D program. Collaboration, the energy of partnership. Cooperation, the energy of alignment. And community, the energy of likeness of spirit. We create communities with like-spirited people, which means we are energetically aligned. We cooperate with people who are in partnership for us, not in partnership with us, not for healing, for energy expansion. When we collaborate with people, we are looking at people who can work with us. We have a shared energetic intention. We connect with people. This is the energy of engagement, not just connection. This is engagement. And creativity. This is our own power of creation. This is way beyond manifestation. This is 5D creation. These are the foundation of our 5D reality and how we can build our 5D reality from our 3D reality. This isn't about getting lifted up into the stratosphere and into the la la land of unicorns and fairies. Ascension is an integration, not a takeover. How many times have I said that? If you've listened to me for any part of the last 15 years, I've said it thousands of times. We raise the 3D vibe by integrating 5D energy into our 3D reality. And remember, 5D is based on energy. 3D is based on emotion. Creating our 5D reality is simply using these 5 principles, these 5 aspects, to create the 5D reality we want. Again, integrating them into our 3D reality and creating our personal heaven on earth. Now, that's a really important phrase because we talk about heaven on earth, but we don't really think about what it means. This is why I say Ascension is an integration, not a takeover. Heaven on earth, 5D into 3D, and that raises the 3D reality. In the five C's of 5D roadmap for 5D living, here's what you're going to get: a complete guide to creating your 5D paradigm, introduction and an in-depth training on every single one of the 5 C's, how they differ from 3D energies so that you can make a comparison for yourself, how to use them in your life. I also include things you cannot do with 5D energies because you can't do everything. You can't change somebody's life. You can't kind of finagle or try and alter the energies. And one of the important lessons that I include in here is using 5D appreciation instead of 3D gratitude. This is a game changer for you. As I say in the program, and I've said before, I've said this many times, it doesn't make sense to me to try and be grateful for things I wish I wish had never happened. I wish I'd never had to go through. It never made sense to me. Gratitude is trying to be grateful for something, being happy that it happened. That doesn't make sense. That's counterintuitive. Appreciation means to increase in value. So I take that thing that I wish it never happened and I'm not happy about, and I turn it into a blessing. How can I turn this into a stepping stone, a step up, a shift in energy from this place where it happened to another place where it's not going to happen again, or I'm not going to allow it to dim my light, to decrease my power, to make me sad and unhappy. And then how to shift into your 5D paradigm. It includes my world famous workbooks, video trainings with my expertise in 5D energy integration. I've spent over 20 years talking about 5D energy and the Ascension pathway, and you get it in this program. The 5 C's of 5D is your roadmap for 5D living. It's how to build your 5D reality and create your personal heaven on earth. I'm looking forward to seeing you in, I am looking forward to seeing you in the 5 C's of 5D roadmap for 5D living program. It's Jennifer Hoffman. Thanks so much for watching me. Sign up for the program now and get started right away. You deserve to have a 5D paradigm, a 5D life that you love and enjoy, and that you can live in joy. I'll see you in the program. Okay, that is that.